time now for Coming In Hot with Brent Wallace and former Ottawa Senator Jason York.
Hey everybody, welcome to Coming In Hot. Brent Wallace, Jason York, and Graeme Nichols. He was just there. I don't know what happened to him.
He's all red all of a sudden. What's going on? What'd you do to him, Wally?
I don't know. He came in chirping about having too much sun. Nice to see you, Graeme.
Crashed again. Put it back in the old Microsoft Edge. So.
This show brought to you by Bet365. Nice to see you. Lars Eller should be joining us shortly. We'll keep you. We'll get to him as soon as he comes online. It's nice to see everybody. Yorkie, did you golf today?
No, I canceled my show because we got Lars coming on the ice, so I canceled the round. I was gonna play, but couldn't miss Lars Eller today. Lars Eller, he's a nice feller, isn't he? He's got a great rep around the league. That's why guys play this long when they're good guys and good players. Couldn't miss this one, Wally. Come on, I'm a professional. God damn it!
If there's one thing about our show, it's professional.
Oh, you know what? It's 3:00 around my house is coffee time and chit chat time. I said this, Graeme, you a cookie guy?
I'm sorry.
No, not a huge cookie guy. Not a huge baked goods guy.
Oh,
yeah. I like a nice. We got to get these guys as a sponsor. Celebration, little cookies. They got a little chocolate in there. Well, I know Wally likes them. Wally likes a good cookie or a
Celebration are good, but they don't compare to Nutella cookies if you haven't had them.
Yeah, I gotta. Okay, who makes those? I gotta get some. I love my Nutella. Who makes those, Wally? Gotta get that on the list.
I don't know, Nutella. I believe it's Nutella or something ridiculous.
Well played, Wally. Well played.
I
believe it's Nutella.
Lars Eller will know this because when you go over to Europe, they don't have a lot of peanut butter. They really try and push Nutella on you. It's Nutella everywhere.
It's in like 75 different containers or variations.
Yes.
It's like the entire wall of the shopping.
Yes. Like when I was in Switzerland.
Is it like a collect them all kind of thing, or like what's going on?
I don't know, but it's really good. Like I was in Switzerland, and so you go to the grocery store to get some, and it's just wall to wall Nutella. Is it like a pint of Guinness, or it's like it gets better the closer you are? No. All right.
No. Switzerland. Hey, Wally, how good is the yogurt in Switzerland? It's so fresh, so good. The yogurt, the cheeses, the breads, the Nutella.
Beer.
Swiss beer.
Listen, sitting on a patio down by the water in Zurich makes everything taste better.
Sounds expensive.
It is expensive.
Everything's expensive in Switzerland.
Graeme the penny pincher has joined the show.
Wally calling somebody a penny pincher? My God, Graeme, come on. Don't take that.
What am I supposed to do? It's all good. It's all good.
By the way, lots of questions for Lars. I'm hoping we can get to them all. I'll wait to ask. He's got a nickname. I want to see what he says about it because I asked ChatGPT about it. We'll see what he says before.
The very reliable ChatGPT.
ChatGPT is fun sometimes. Yeah. Not always correct, but fun.
What about Grok? You ask Grok ever, Wally?
No, I don't ask Grok.
No? Same thing, isn't it? It's the same thing. It's AI. It's AI on
It's the
X.
same, but different.
He's brand loyal, Yorkie. Very brand loyal.
Sticks to AI. He uses the AI for all our little funnies we do on the show, all our little pictures and stuff. They're all created.
That's not true.
Well, where do you get them then?
I just make them. It depends what it is.
Do you have I
don't have it. No.
You've offended Wally.
You like a graphic artist or something? I don't know.
No. Oh my God. Why do we have these conversations? Can we?
Where's Lars, Wally? Come on.
I can tell. Like I can't wait any longer for him to join the show, but he hasn't joined yet. So when he gets here,
what else is going on?
I also have my phone on. If it goes off, I have my phone on in case he texts and says that there's an issue. So if it goes off, I don't want to fine. That's all.
There.
A few more of these cookies.
Oh, okay. Before we get here, since he's not here yet, I saw this tweet the other day, and I'm like, I feel like I need to have this conversation with Jason.
Okay. Graham's not included. Graham's not included.
Graeme just sent me a text to be an asshole.
Stir the pot. Stir the pot early and often. You see his eyes light up when they went ping.
Graeme just said, my images are too badly done to be AI. So, okay.
We gotta get Frank McDougall on the payroll. He's coming up with some great works of art lately.
Frank's very good.
He's good. He's one of our better artists out there.
He might be getting a mug.
Ooh.
He's getting mug worthy. He's getting mug worthy.
It's close. Here is a tweet I saw the other day. 5 African grey parrots were removed from public view at Lincolnshire Wildlife Park in the UK after repeatedly swearing at visitors and laughing together. The parrots, Billy, Eric, Tyson, Jade, and Elsie, were donated by different owners but quickly bonded. Could you imagine that walking by and they're all laughing at you after swearing?
Are we morphing? That is pretty good. Are we morphing into a variety show?
No.
Like are we gonna need like the band? So when a guest comes over,
we get Max Weinberg and the Max Weinberg 7.
Throw it over. Yeah.
Throw it over.
Roots, whatever. Was it Paul? It was Paul on
Paul Schaefer.
Paul Schaefer.
And the
Canadian Paul Schaefer.
on Letterman. Yeah. He's
I prefer
You didn't like their chit chat?
I like the chit chat. But I like the Max Wine. Conan O'Brien was good. He was good. I enjoyed Conan.
He was okay, but he was a little just too goofy for me. I just appreciated David Letterman's humor better.
Yeah, very dry. But
Yeah. Anyway.
Dave's good. Dave's the best.
All right, let's take care of some business before we get to Lars. Maybe he's just on a different time zone.
Maybe he's back in Denmark.
No, I did send him a. Hang on, I'm just going to text him. Just step by.
Do you want me to do an ad read while you text? So
Sure.
yeah. All right. This episode is fueled by Gabriel Pizza, the official pizza of the Ottawa Senators, and coming in hot. Download the Gabriel Pizza app to earn points with every order and unlock exclusive deals through the Gabriel Pizza perks. Go to GabrielPizza.com or check out the app for daily specials and, of course, their playoff specials, which no longer are a thing.
I just
Gabriel
asked
Pizza.
you.
Bigger, better, Gabriel. Boom.
Jake, just come back. I just asked you if you had the one without the playoff in it, and you said yes.
The playoff, I was scanning through the bulk of the thing, and then it was like the little last sentence. You're mad at me.
It's the summer weather. It's raining too much. All right, Jake. Lars just said 5 minutes. This show brought to you by Simply Spiked, who's our new major sponsor on the show. We're happy to have him on board. The drink of summer is here. And no, it's not whatever Yorkie's been mixing in that mystery thermos. It's Simply Spiked. Fruity, fizzy, and somehow more refreshing than a contract year. With flavors like pineapple, mango, peach, and always the underrated blackberry, Simply Spiked goes down smoother than Yorkie's takes when the Sens are on a winning streak. It's perfect for patios, pool days, or post-show cool downs, especially after Wally goes on a rant and we all need a minute. Hey, wait a sec. Who wrote this? So we're celebrating a Sens win, arguing about line combos, or just trying to survive a group chat with 3 hockey dads and a stats guy. Grab a cold one. Simply Spiked. It's getting juicy. Head to simplyspiked.ca to find one near you. Must be legal to drinking age. And if Yorkie offers you one, read the label first.
Yeah. I actually took down a couple Simply Spiked the other night. The limeade is fantastic because I'm a big key lime pie guy, and it is it's my favorite dessert. It's so good.
I'm into the lemonade. Was very good.
Yeah, good lemonade. Yeah,
the lemonade's good. Blueberry's good. The whole line of the lemonade. There's 3 different kinds of the lemonade lime. I actually quite like those.
Isn't that a Tom Collins gin and lemonade? Is that a Tom Collins, guys?
Sort of.
Close. What's I've actually never had a Tom Collins.
I had you for a Tom Collins type of guy, kind of like Jack from Meet the Parents. Remember the whole thing? He had to get his Tom Collins mix at the store. He's kind of grumpy. He's kind of
Is there
salty.
any movie
like
you don't remember?
No, I'm pretty good with movies. Pretty good with movies, jingles, and songs. I would go up against anybody in 80s music.
Okay. By the way, I did see F1 on Saturday at an IMAX theater.
Yeah, was it good?
Yeah. Like the storyline's a bit light, as most are, but scene-wise, like visually, it's impressive. Yeah, it's good.
Where'd
Well
you see it
done.
at? Where'd you go?
What's Canada called? AMC Landmark. Okay. Yeah, I went to Landmark Theater. Little family outing.
Yeah. Did you sneak in your snacks?
Lisa brought some peanut M&Ms.
I knew you weren't friggin' for the pricey
No, we got the
snacks.
popcorn.
You have to do that though. It is so cost prohibitive to spend money.
Wally
snacks
long
are good.
pockets sneaking in the snacks.
Did
you go? Do they still have? Hold on. Do they still do cheap night of the movies? What night's cheap night is it?
Used to be Tuesdays.
Yeah, but we go to Costco and get the Costco tickets.
Okay. What is that? What does that entitle you to?
A medium popcorn, medium drink with your ticket.
And you get your own and you buy the M&Ms while you're at Costco.
She suddenly just handed me a bag of M&Ms, and I'm like, "Oh, that's fantastic! Thanks."
That's solid.
Do you? By the way, this is way off topic. I can't. If you're listening, I apologize. Do you mix your drinks ever because you're allowed to select whatever you want?
Mix my drinks like
At
you
the fountain machine?
Yeah. Do you like
it's called a swamp water, Wally, back in the day. That's what
true.
kids
It is
call
true.
it. They call it a swamp water. No, I don't mix my drinks. It's not like I'm having a cocktail. It's
me either. I'm
soda.
stupid.
Yeah, it's not how- like I would say 8-year-old Wally might mix his drinks.
No, I mixed mellow yellow and like mellow yellow lime or something a little bit.
Okay, well that's different. That's like in the same
But I don't
family.
do like root beer and Coke or something.
No,
That's
no,
ridiculous.
heavens, no. No.
Lars, hello. The schedule, by the way, is coming out shortly.
Already?
The 80. It's not.
Well,
84
it's
yet.
late. It's delayed, right? Like
Yeah.
it's it may be. Is it the 18th? But if not sooner.
Okay. I can't wait.
I'm not
still
allowed to tell you who their home opener is against, though.
I'm still waiting for my son Jack's Swedish schedule to come over so I can plan my trip over to Stockholm.
Can I go with you?
Sure. Yeah.
Me, you, Laurel, all together.
Wally. Patton. Oh God. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll do a show. We'll do a show from Stockholm.
All right.
Why not?
Okay. Quickly before we get here, the Lars Eller signing.
Mm-hmm.
Where, if you were to compare, because there's only been 2 big signings, right? Him and Jordan Spence. Is there a bigger signing between the two?
Spence was traded for, I believe, wasn't he?
Sorry, but new faces on the team.
Okay. New faces. This summer? Well, what was the other? That's pretty well Lars
boy,
is
Matty
slowly.
J.
Okay, that was the question. What do you want to know? Is he the biggest signing, the biggest move of the summer, Lars Eller?
Yeah.
I would say it was a pressing need. They needed a 4th line center. They needed a left-handed centerman because they've got 3 guys already that take draws that are right-handed, in Cousins and Pinto and Giroux. So really, your only left-handed guy taking draw. Well, Brady takes him on the strong side on the one side, so he does it from time to time. But I just found after they dealt Norris, they lacked some good depth in that face-off circle, and it was really evident in the playoffs. So number one, that's really important. They addressed that, and so no, I think it's a great signing, and I think he's the biggest one for me this summer, and I believe he's with us now, Wally.
Great segue.
He is. All right, Jake, let's do this.
The Sens Summer Series.
Lars Eller, welcome to the show. We have been waiting for you anxiously.
Thank you, guys.
Lars, you like some good chit chat? Like we've just been talking nonsense for the last 5 minutes. How you doing anyhow?
I'm doing good. I'm just on a little short vacation here in Keswick, Virginia, which is close to Charlottesville. Beautiful place here. So I'm just spending a couple of days, me and the wife, taking a break away. So it's been good.
So I apologize. You didn't tell me you were on vacation.
Well, the whole summer is kind of a vacation right away from hockey, if you look at it that way. And because the off-season training is always ongoing, and you train wherever you go. At least I do. So yeah, the summertime, it's been very good so far.
Have you been skating then already?
No, I like to take a break from skating. I'll probably start here later in July and ramp it up in August. But I like to give my body a break from skating. But I took probably two or 3 week break before I got back in the gym. So I've been lifting quite a bit.
Nice. Lots of questions for you. So we may jump around, but first of all, we haven't heard from you. What's it like for you to sign with Ottawa? Why did Ottawa appeal to you?
Well, there was a lot of things, but I think, over the last couple of years, I think every time I played against Ottawa, they've been a pain in the ass to play against. They've been hard to play against. I think every game I played against them this year went to OT. I feel like they've been getting better and better, and I feel like they took another step this year to become a playoff team. And I still think that there's room for growth with them. I think their best players are going to continue to keep getting better. So I think they're moving. They have been moving, and they're going to continue to move in the right direction. So that was certainly appealing to me. Yeah.
Lars, also the fit. Like when you look at Ottawa down the middle, we were kind of chatting about this before you came on. Like they're pretty young down the middle. A lot of guys played their first playoffs last year. Timmy Stützle, Pinto, and Cousins. But it just seems like for you and for Ottawa, it's like a match made in heaven. They needed a guy with experience. They need a left-handed centerman. So did that obviously come into the equation when you're looking at Ottawa?
Yeah, I think you have to have a mix of the right mix of having really, really good young players and have some veterans they can lean on a little bit. And I think I can be one of those guys. I know they have a couple already with Giroux and Perron that I know a little bit. It's important for those guys to have someone to lean on and to look over to, especially when I know they played their first playoffs in probably for that core group. It's been right. It's the first time they've been there. Yeah. So I think you need a little bit of everything, and I can provide some of that that maybe they feel like they were missing. At least I think both me and Steve and the coach felt that way. So yeah, Travis. So I think it's going to be really good. I'm looking forward to this challenge.
During the negotiating process, Lars, did you have several offers that you were considering, or was it just like, no? Did you target Ottawa specifically, or how did the talks break down?
I did have other offers. I wanted to stay, preferably in the Eastern Conference, to be close to my family who lives in Washington. So that was certainly also something that played a factor for me personally. But I wanted to be also on a competitive team, and I do feel like, talking to Steve, Ottawa really wanted me, and I feel like there was an important spot for me, an important role to fill, and I feel like we saw eye to eye on what kind of how I would fit in and what I can bring. I think those expectations, both from how the player sees himself and how the management and coach sees him, has to be aligned to lay the foundation for a good partnership and for the player to be a success. And I think at least from the conversations we had, I had a good feeling about this, about Ottawa.
I want to ask you about two former teammates. I'm going to start with David Perron, who you just mentioned. Interesting fact, he scored in the Stanley Cup final game in which you scored the Stanley Cup game-winning goal, but we'll get to that later. Do you know much about him? I know you had a brief stint in St. Louis with him.
Yeah, it was very brief. We were drafted in the same year in 2007, so way back. I think, so we spent some time in the summers there back then. There was a lot of us. They like to bring in their prospects, and we trained together in the summer. So I did spend some time with David back then and gotten to know him somewhat. And even though it's many years ago, so I feel like it'll be fun to catch up with him again. When we started kind of in the same place, and we've been in very different routes and careers since then, and now we're going to end up in the same team here on the back end of our careers. And we both like you said, we both have a Stanley Cup, so it's pretty cool to think about.
And finally, the other teammate that you played with is Keith Tkachuk, which some people may not know. I don't know how many games you were actually, but I know in your first game that you scored, he is on the roster. So do you know much about, did you know Brady at all when he was around then?
I remember Keith. I got to play like seven games. I think my first year with the Blues, I was up and down, but I was mostly down. And Keith was a part of the Blues, so I got to play with him a little bit. And I remember him and Brady and Matthew always sitting on the bench at the end of practice, getting ready for Dad and the rest of the players to be done with practice, so they could jump on with Dad. Specifically remember that they were around the room, and I don't know what they were. They couldn't. I remember it was probably like 9-10-year-olds at that point. So it's I remember that.
That's interesting. Have you talked to Brady? I know we just had Nick Cousins on, who said he reached out to you. I don't know how many guys have.
Yeah, a lot of guys have reached out to me. Brady being one of them. He was one of the first to reach out to me and welcome me. And so has I want to say maybe at least 7 or 8 other guys. So that obviously makes you feel welcome in a very good way. Yeah.
What number is Lars Eller going to wear, since 20 seems to be taken? I don't know if you want to try and offer up Fabian Zetterlund anything, but is 20 on the list, or will you switch?
Yeah, I thought about it, but then I thought then I think it's time for something new for me. So I'm gonna go with 89, my birth year.
Oh, okay. So interesting note. Do you know the other Dane who played for Ottawa that wore 89?
They do. Mikael Bakker.
You'll be the third Dane to play. Peter Regan, obviously, the other one.
Yeah.
Interesting. So
yeah, I know Peter and Mikael very well. Mikael, me and him actually grew up playing together. We're born the same year, so we pretty much were line mates from when we started playing hockey. Probably since like we were 3 or 4 till he came over and played Canadian Junior when we played together from like age 3 to 15. Or 16, I want to say. Yeah. So I know Mikael very well. I know he had 89 there for a while. So yeah, I'll be the second Dane with 89.
Wow.
Hey, Lars,
have you asked him about Ottawa quickly? Sorry.
I haven't had a chance to talk to him yet. I've talked to a handful of the Sens players. I talked to, I had a good conversation as well with Nick Jensen, who I played with in Washington. And only positives. So
I was going to ask you if Nick said nice things about Ottawa.
No, he did.
Okay.
Yeah. No, there's nothing. Nothing negative from anyone that has spent time and played in Ottawa. I've spent, spoke to players that have played there and people around that lives in Ottawa. So I think it'll be an interesting challenge. Yeah.
If you like Washington, you'll like Ottawa. It's kind of that same vibe. Anyway, go ahead, Yorkie.
You think so? A little bit.
Yeah, there's a little bit.
Yeah, the downtown's. You're not like worried about stuff when you're walking around downtown Ottawa.
It's great.
So I did some Montreal Canadian games for 3 years when you were there, Lars, and like playing in a Canadian market. Like some guys can, some guys can't. Like I don't know about you, but it's like what are your thoughts? Like, do you think it takes a special person to be able to handle a Canadian market?
Well, I think it takes a special person to reach their absolute full potential and be at their best in a Canadian market. I think I think most guys can do it, especially if that's where they start out and haven't tried anything else. You get used to there being a lot more stuff going on with media and fan bases, and when you walk around. When you're not playing games and you're going around downtown or wherever in a Canadian city, you are always the hockey player. You're always that person that puts on the the Habs jersey or the Senators jersey, and you never really escape that identity, right? Even though you are also a person on the side that. May not just be a hockey player, but you're always going to be a hockey player in those cities. And so I think it does take, you got to have a little bit thicker skin, or at least you got to be, I'd like to think that I'm more at ease with things here the second time around playing in Canada. I think it is a lot for young players to come to play in a Canadian market with high expectations, and things can feel very black and white, and it's either good or it's very bad, and it's not. I don't think that's not really the case. But you tend to absorb. It's easy to absorb that feeling. And so, I just think that it is in a sense harder, and there's a lot of things that comes with playing in a Canadian market that you may not have to deal with in the States. But I've also seen guys thrive in those markets, and some are more built for other markets. Yeah, it really depends on the person.
Speaking of Canadian markets, when do you anticipate coming into Ottawa this summer?
I think it'll be relative close to training camp in September, whenever that. Maybe I don't have the dates yet, but I'm spending my off season mostly in Washington D.C. That's where my family. That's where we kind of have our base, and my kids have grown up there, and their lives are there. So that's where I'll be training and preparing up until pretty much training camp starts.
I know you've already played for the Habs, so you understand the Toronto Maple Leaf dislike. The question from Kirk Graeme is, does he hate the Leafs? Definite must.
I think even just from going back from even my Montreal days, the Leafs were a big rivalry. Them and Boston, probably the two biggest rivalries. So yeah, there's an innate hate, not say hate, but dislike for that team that you always want to. You always don't want to lose to them. That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Quick question: why do they nickname you the Tiger?
Okay, so
who gave it to you?
Yeah. So do you know who Anthony Robbins is? Yeah. Okay.
Yorkie reads all his books.
No. I had a coach, Barry Melrose, who coached me in the minors, and he actually wanted to bring him in for us to listen. Melrose loved Anthony Robbins. Anyhow,
Yeah.
I know all about him.
Yeah. So our owner in Washington, Ted Leon, says him and Anthony Robbins are neighbors against down in Florida, and so they talk a lot. And he said, like, yeah, I want you to come up and do like an event, a speaker event for my team. And so he got him to do that. And so we have the whole Caps organization, players and coaches and everybody. We were in this one room, and Tony's up on the scene. And he's talking about all these things, and he gets if you ever sat, I don't know if you ever been in a room at one of his events, but you really it's special, and you kind of get I'm looking for the
caught
the
up
word
in it,
here.
wrapped up.
Yeah, you get really riled up. You get really riled up and emotional, and it gets your heartbeat up, and I'm sitting front row. I'm sitting in the first row. So at some point during the seminar, Tony calls. He said, "You come up here," and he pulls me up to the on the scene with him. And a part of what we're working on is like kind of channeling your inner. I think he said like a spiritual animal, and I want you to think of something. I just want you to yell it out. Close your eyes, think about it, and yell it out in front of everybody. So I yelled out like tiger at the top of my lungs as loud as I could. And the guys obviously thought it was very funny, and it's been stuck with me since that day. So from that Tony Robbins event.
Fantastic.
Did he make, after you yelled it out, what did Robbins do? Did you stay on stage for a bit?
Yeah, so I remember staying on stage for a bit, and I had to do some stuff, like we're like imagining punching through this barrier of getting through the second round of the playoffs or something like that. And there was other guys up on the stage doing the same thing, but mine really stuck with me since I was the first guy up there, and the guys just loved it. And I haven't been able to get rid of it since. And then the media found out, and then, it became a goal song, and it just took a life of its own there. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you find
will
that?
Will it be your goal song this year?
I don't know. Do they have goal songs in Ottawa? Yes. You got to pick?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm going to go with something different, but you got to think about that. Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, Yorkie.
No, I was just saying, how did you find that out?
It's what? It's
AI.
On his Wikipedia page, and so I chat GPT'd it. I'm like, why do they call him the Tiger? And here's what chat GPT said. Lars Eller's nicknamed the Tiger primarily because of his tenacious playing style, his aggressive, fearless, and relentless, especially in high-pressure moments. The nickname stuck during his time at the Washington Capitals, where he became known as a gritty two-way game for his gritty two-way game and clutch performances, like scoring the Stanley Cup game-winning goal. Speaking of that game-winning goal, what's it like?
Wally, hold on. You're gonna have to go into Wikipedia and rewrite it now. The real reason he's called the Tiger is because Anthony Robbins.
Yeah. Well, there's no reason why it just says the Tiger, known as the Tiger. Anyway, what's it like to score a Stanley Cup game-winning goal? And by the way, like, it's not like it was in the first period. It was, I think, 12 minutes into the third, right? Like, it was a tie game. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it was a big deal. Obviously, when I scored it, I think there were still 7 minutes left to go. So I didn't, didn't know where that was going to be it, but we had it was certainly a really good feeling. Like I felt like we at that moment, we were going to get this done because we were down 3-2 going into the third. We tied it up 3-3, and then I scored 4-3, and it certainly, I think it took the air out of them after being up going into the third. That was one of the absolute best feelings of my career. If right up there with lifting the cup, special moment that I don't know if you can ever replicate that. It was just being at the right time, right space at the right time. Things were just aligned for us, and what a great memory and a great experience. Yeah.
Do you ever have to buy a drink in Washington after that?
I have had to buy a few drinks. So actually, you guys would like this good story following up on that goal. Anthony Robbins was attending the game, that game 5 in Vegas for us, and he came down in the locker room after and talking to him. And a couple of months later that summer, I get a call from him, and he goes like, I got something special for you, special gift. And I was thinking, what could that be? And he goes like when I scored that goal, the puck, no one really ever saw ever thought of who got the puck. At least I didn't think about it until he brought it up on the phone. Apparently, one of the Vegas players shot it up into the stands. Some fan caught it. Tony tracks down the guy who grabbed the puck in the stands.
Wow. And
made some sort of arrangement, bought it from him for a dollar amount, pretty good amount of money, and I believe like a private trip to his island in Fiji at his resort to get the puck for me. So I said he explained to me what he had to go through to track down the puck in this person and get it from him. And he said, I got it for you. And he sent it to me. And now I have it framed at home in my house, that game-winning puck, because of what Anthony Robbins did. So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah. That's
I don't know how to top it up the next question.
But I will try. Hold on, Lars, have you been to the private island in Fiji?
I have not. No.
Oh, that'd be something.
Can you get us invited? I will go. So then I will follow that up with Alex Ovechkin's his record-setting goal. You were on the bench, if you will. What was that moment like for your team? Because it had been what an amazing year for him to go through to get that goal. No one thought he would get it done, and to be part of that.
Yeah, that was special. I've been fortunate to play a lot of years with Ovi, and I'm so happy for him. I know it's something, at some point he knew, okay, I'm going to get there. The question is when, and can I get it done this season in time before the playoffs? And he was just like on fire leading up to his breaking his leg, and then when he got back, he just kept going at the same pace, like unbelievable. Yeah, what's there to say about him? He is just one of a kind, special, unique talent, combination of physicality and a shot I think might never see again, but also like a drive to like never quit and just wanting more and more and more. And I think that's the biggest thing, right? There's been other guys that scored 40 or 50 or 60 goals, but not for, what is it, like year 20 for him?
It's ridiculous.
It is kind of ridiculous when you think about it, that his body has been holding up and his mind is still hung. He can still motivate himself to wanting more. So he deserves.
Let me ask you this. Was it a distraction for the team to go through this? Because it was constant. The NHL made a specific logo. Every goal is highlighted. Did it become a little bit overwhelming? Did you guys discuss it?
Yeah, I think there was certainly a lot of stuff happening around that. There was a lot of talk. There was a lot of it was a lot. I think it was good for us to get it done like a week or two before the playoffs, so it wasn't something that was going right into the playoffs that took away all, because now it was like after, it was like, okay, now we can just focus on hockey again. I think that period was enough for us to take the focus away from that and prepare properly for what came next, was the playoffs right around the corner. Like if it were dragged into like a game 81, 82, maybe it would have been. That would not have been maybe good for the team, but I felt the way it played out, it was fine. I don't think it hurt us. On the contrary, I think there was so much joy and sharing these special moments that is very unique. That was a lot of people will never forget as teammates taking part of that.
So do you have any? I don't know. Did Alex do anything for the teammates? Do you guys all have a special stick or anything that was given to you as a memento of this occasion?
Ovi got Hublot watches for everyone.
Wow.
Yeah. Customized Hublot watches.
Never mind the stick.
Yeah.
Sick. Custom watch.
I think he even got it for trainers and staff members and not just the players. So
Lars, I heard Ovi's just a great guy to play with, like infectious personality and stuff like that. Like doing stuff like that for the teammates. That got to be like that year you guys had last year in Wash. I thought going in, okay, Ovi's going to go for the record. Could be like, I don't think anybody in the hockey world saw you guys do what you did last year. That was a pretty impressive season you guys put together in Washington.
Yeah, a lot of young guys took huge steps forward, and we just became like a really good team. Just from both our goalies, playing well. It was like every young player just took a step forward, and some even it felt like some of the guys took 2 or 3 steps forward, and became young established players to became really good NHL players, and then you can put together a season like that. So probably a lot better than a lot of people thought, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Quickly, do you know how many goals you assisted on Alex Ovechkin's run to?
We ran through. We looked through it at one point. He read it out loud in the bus. Who had assisted on his goal on his goals and who had the most? And I think I have like 4 or 5 assists in there.
No,
like that.
You've got 4 primary assists, 8 overall though.
Okay, so 8. Yeah, so I was like in the top 25, I think. There was like a list of who it was. Yeah.
Okay, well, how many has Alex Ovechkin assisted on you then?
Maybe a little less, but it probably there's probably a couple in there. There's probably
6.
like 3 or 4. Yeah, 6. Okay, yeah.
3 primary assists.
Yeah.
So, all right, I don't want to keep. I will ask you lastly though, which goalie have you scored the most goals on? Do you remember?
Which goalie have I scored the most goals on?
He's a former teammate.
He's a former teammate. I was gonna say like maybe Tuukka Rask, but I don't know. Who is it?
Carey Price.
I have scored the most goals on Carey Price.
You of all the goalies you have scored on, you have 5 goals on Carey Price.
No way. Yeah, I guess I scored after I got traded from.
You lit him up.
I did score. I did score a couple on him, so that's a pretty good goal to score. Goals on. Yeah.
Before we let you go, I want to ask you about. I know you didn't play in the World Championships because you were busy in the playoffs. Just explain to us in Canada what it was like to beat Canada at the Worlds and then finish 4th, which is amazing, and to do it in your home country is a huge deal.
Crazy.
Yeah, I was watching most of that game on from over here in Washington. It was one of those things where everything just went Denmark's way, and I guess the stars were aligned for them that day to be able to beat Canada, because I think Canada really badly wanted to win that tournament and that game, and they came with a really strong lineup. But Denmark got like they stayed in the game, and then they pulled the goalie, and like I remember Ehlers finding like that puck, a floater from the blue line that just finds its way through a couple of players, and then they got the wind in their sails, and they get the second one, and unbelievable. I don't think we'll probably might not see that ever again. Denmark beating Canada in an elimination game. I think so. That was pretty historic for Danish hockey back home. There's no question about that. Probably the biggest result for them ever.
It was amazing to watch. Like, I'm a little, obviously disappointed, but amazing result for Denmark. And I just think it's cool to be able to do it in Denmark. Couple of quick questions. I don't want to bring up the incident in the playoffs, but I feel like I need to ask, because you're going to get asked at some point about the hit from Eric Greibo back in 2015. Can
13,
you just 13?
Yeah.
Can you just take me through this from your vantage point?
Well,
did you think of it when you signed in Ottawa? Like, did it ever come back to you like, oh, damn, I do not like the Senators?
No, not really. That was really, I didn't think about that until now.
Way to go, Wally.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you.
But it's not. I've seen the clip on video, obviously after it happened, because I was unconscious. So it's one of those where it wasn't as a traumatic event for me because I don't remember it.
No.
I didn't remember it happen. So it's not something where I think like, oh, I have this sort of like need to or protect myself from a certain situation, or it's not a bad memory in that sense, because
Fair.
I don't really recall it in that way. And I think, that player is out of the league since a long time now, I think. So no bad blood between me and the Senators organization in that sense in any way. I think that's like, in the past.
You talked about that in Nate. Sorry, Yorkie.
That's crazy. You can't recall that, Lars? Like, just totally because you're unconscious, you don't remember any of it, eh?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the videos. I saw what happened, but I remember, I remember the first thing that I recall is sitting in the doctor's chair and getting stitched up.
Wow.
And so there's like a gap from me being put on, wheeled out into the locker room and taking my gear on that I can't remember.
Yeah.
And there's like a good 5 to 10 minutes where I supposedly have been conscious and moving, but I do not recall at all.
That's crazy.
So it's really the only event in my life I ever had something like that happen to me.
That's crazy. I was there in the building when that happened. It was just a wild, like, that whole entire playoff series was just a wild event, if you will. Okay, we're not going to finish on that note, though, because I don't want you to get mad at me. Is just, I guess, coming to Ottawa and the feeling of this team with Linus Ullmark in goal and Jake Sanderson on the blue line and the players up front. Like, do you sense the excitement level that's around Ottawa?
Not really yet, because I haven't been there yet and spent time, but I am excited to experience it when I get there. And I imagine that there must be an excitement building from them taking a step into the playoffs last year, and sort of an expectations of, now we got a taste of it. Let's try it. Let's take another step next year. I watched, I think, almost all the games of that Senators Leafs series, and I think it was very even. I think they had some bad luck in the first 3 games that could have easily gone their way, from what I remember. So I think they're right there to be able to win a playoff series against any team. And I think, from my experience, if you can win 1 playoff series, you can win 4. A lot of years, I think the first round is I can have arguably been the hardest. So I am excited to see what we can do this upcoming season.
But I just have this one picture I forgot about. Do you have any warm-up routines? I just was going through pics and I noticed you doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to get a little bit of I like to sit down there when we're doing the horseshoe at the end. That sort of became something I started doing the last 5 or 6 years. And then Kuznetsov started doing it, and then we would look across to each other sitting in that position. And but I am other than that, I'm not I don't think I'm a very superstitious guy. I pride myself on not being very superstitious. So I change up a lot of my routines a little bit from year to year. But that one is probably something that's stuck a little bit for the last 5-6 years. Yeah.
That looks hard to do. I will tell you that. And I told you in the text, we usually ask one question, which is kind of a ridiculous. If you were to watch a movie at night, do you have a favorite cheat snack?
Yeah. Chocolate. I'm a chocolate guy, especially dark chocolate. Always have a couple of plates of that lying around in the pantry.
What about Nutella?
Not a big Nutella guy anymore. When I was a kid, but no, not anymore. Now it's just that's too sweet for me now. I like the little bit darker, bitter ones.
Oh yeah, the dark chocolate's great. Little glass of red wine and some dark chocolate. Hey, perfect.
Lars, I appreciate your time. I didn't know you were on vacation, so this means a lot to us for you to take time out of your vacation. But thank you.
It was good getting acquainted with you guys, and I look forward to coming to Ottawa in the fall.
Excited to have you in the lineup. We appreciate it. So thank you, Lars. Enjoy the rest of your vacation. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Lars.
Thank you.
There goes Lars Eller, number 89 of the Ottawa Senators.
Wow. I don't know if he's going to come back on now, Wally. Just throwing that.
I'll take you through my thought process.
I know. Everybody on the chat wanted you to ask that.
And then when you ask it, they're like, how could you ask that question? And I'm like,
well, it's pretty crazy. Like, that he doesn't remember that hit. I've got hit about at the same velocity that Lars got hit in a practice, and I got like my entire face caved and I broke like 3 bones, cheek, jaw, orbital bone, taken to the hospital. But I still remember the whole thing. The fact that he doesn't remember, man, that's nuts. Like it's like when Paul Kariya got hit by Scott Stevens. Yeah. I was with Paul last week in Anaheim. We talked about that hit. Very similar to the one. Yeah. Went to dinner with Paul, had some great sushi in Laguna Beach area, and we talked about that hit. Because he's like Paul still does concussion stuff now with puzzles and mind games just to keep his brain going. But
because he also got the Gary Suter one. It's
really terrible. Cross check into the net. But it's crazy the beating guys from Korea's era took. Like if you could take a guy like Paul Kariya, Timo Solani, and transport them into this generation of hockey, wow, the stuff they'd be able to do on the ice.
Forsberg as well. Like
Forsberg, Sakic,
Lindros,
Fedorov, Eisner, so many guys had to play through a lot. But yeah, what a good guy. How about that story with Tony Robbins, the Tiger? That's so good.
I can just see it now, just yelling out, I'm the Tiger!
Hey, listen, I told everybody Lars Eller's a nice feller.
What's your spirit animal, Wally?
Oh, Wally would be like
you know what? Let's ask the chat. Let's do that.
You want to chat to AI?
Start a poll.
Like a lion.
You got to yell the winner out.
Big bear. People will be like penguin, panda.
It's like a.
You can't be the panda. Mendes is the panda, right?
What's the? What's the? There's the guy in the Lion King movie.
Hyena?
No.
The warthog.
The little baboon.
No, it's like a
Pumbaa,
almost like a ferret, but I can't. Oh. Anyway, he seems to be like a little bit funny, but cranky.
You're more like you're like that giant eagle on the Muppets. It's always frowning. The big guy there. It's always kind of in a salty mood. I forget what his name is.
I don't know what his name is.
He's the blue eagle, and the eyebrows are kind of furrowed all the time.
We're busy. Graeme, do you want to do Shoeless Joe's?
You trust me to do Shoeless Joe's after the last?
Well, if you do it right this time.
Oh man, so much pressure.
Remember, Tuesdays is the Wing Tuesday.
Wing Tuesday. All right. Daily deals will speak for themselves. Sunday to Thursday. Burgers, wings, cold beer, and solid prices. No fluff, just the good stuff 5 nights a week. Shoeless Joe's daily deals means there's a reason to show up every day of the week. Wings Tuesday. Shoeless brings the heat. Wings starting at just $10. You have game day bud deal. If there's a Canadian team playing, then it's $9 buds all game long. Big Burger Energy Wednesday. Bring your appetite. Burgers start at $10, and they're massive. Wine and flatbread Thursdays. Half price wine and flatbreads. Perfect for catching up or kicking back. And you also have the Caesar Sundays. Sundays are better with $6 Caesars. Spice it up, Shoeless Joe style. Shoeless Joe's daily deals, big flavor, and good times on repeat. How was that, Wally?
I thought it was pretty good.
Thanks, Yorkie.
Yeah. You know what else is pretty good? BEI. The good people at BEI. They're here to help you with equipment rentals, aggregate topsoil, custom crushing and screening, hot mix paving. They can do it all for you, fellas. So when you're planning your next project, please consider BEI for all your aggregate supply needs. Hit them up at 613-432-1120 or online at Bonisher Excavating. BEI is helping to shape the Ottawa Valley.
Somebody called me a humpback whale.
A humpback whale?
Yeah, maybe like a walrus, maybe.
No, this segment brought to you by 365, Bet365, who is our proud presenting sponsor. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app and get on the action. Use code NATION, NATION. Must be 19 or older, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, visit connectsontario.ca. Soon, we'll get into what we think of how many players will score 20 goals and who's going to do what. And so we'll throw up the Bet365 ads on those. The odds on those, I meant to say.
Missed you guys at Dev Camp last week. What happened? No. You guys weren't feeling it?
No. Someone called. I've got too many people calling me a sloth. Although the loud collector, Yorkie's the Fozzie Bear.
Fozzie Bear. Waka waka. Oh, there's Wally right there. What's that eagle's name? Look at him. You guys. If I put you guys in a side by side, the resemblance is uncanny.
He's
Frank
just missing the
McDougal
microphone.
will have this.
He's just missing the microphone.
It's if you put a mic in front of that eagle, that is Wally to a T. Very serious, fully preferred. Well, I heard you were on a podcast the other day, and you're actually kind of fun. What's up with that? You're on with Alex on his pod. I heard you you were like cracking jokes, telling stories, being a fun guy.
I even think I said nice things about you, although I can't remember. I'm not sure. You can check it out. Yes. Well, don't actually.
Why not? Alex he's a good kid.
No, he was great. I don't like to listen to myself.
You don't want people to see this side of you?
Yeah. They might think I'm fun and entertaining.
Oh my goodness, you can't have them think that.
Man of many hats.
You know what? I meant to show the picture. Yesterday, so Kyle Bukauskas and his lovely wife Dana had their first child.
Yes.
So I went over to see him. But of course, who is already there holding the baby when I show up? Just name me one guy from
Mendes.
Yes. What's going on, guys? Oh yeah. I was like, you gotta go. Yeah. So he was there.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah, congrats to Kyle and Dana. It's great news. Kyle sent me a great pic the other day. What a great name, eh? Berkeley. That is a total Kyle name right there. Just a little authentic, kind of cool, some style. Bet you Berkeley's gonna have some good hair going one day too.
Yeah, was it styled when you went in, Wally?
No. He was fairly bald.
Oh.
But he's pretty
Lots
good.
of time. Lots of time.
And then of course I hold him, and then he starts to cry. And I was like, you gotta come on now. So I was like, just salty like me. All right. So we are back Thursday. We have one guest, hopefully, who's at the Stampede right now. So we'll actually ask them how the Stampede was when they get back. And I'm still trying to line up another one if they will just respond to my text message.
You guys ever been to this Calgary Stampede?
No. I've
never been out western Canada.
What? You've never been to Western Canada?
The furthest west I've ever been is like Indianapolis. That's it.
Really?
Yeah, never done it.
You've never been to Vancouver?
No.
Wow.
Nothing. East Coast, I've done the entire East Coast, like North America, but yeah, West Coast never done.
Well, you gotta put Banff and Lake Louise on your list, and get on that train and take the train across through the Rocky Mountains.
Do you know how much that train is?
Right? It's Wally. You can't put a price tag on experiences.
Yes, you can. That train, because I looked it up, is like 10 grand.
No, it's not 10 grand. Is it really?
I'm telling you, Yorkie, it is.
10 G's to get on the train ride. Come on.
The overnighter that goes through the Rockies is 10 grand.
What are they serving on there? Like Camus wine?
No, I believe craft dinner. Like
Blanton's old fashions? Come on. There's no way it's 10 G's.
Yorkie, I'm telling you. And I actually had this conversation with someone else the other day, and they're like, did you know it's 10? I'm like, yes, I knew it was 10 grand.
Hell? All right, take the train off the list. You're renting a car.
Like so I'm going there next month, actually. We're doing Banff and Lake Louise.
The family?
Yeah.
The Griswollies are doing a family vacation.
Yeah.
The pod's going to be on location?
No, because we're going to take a vacation break, and then that's why I'm scheduled to take a little trip.
Are you driving out? Are you going to be driving driving the station wagon? All of a sudden, Christy Brinkley is going to be beside you, and Lisa's going to be asleep. Holiday Rome is playing.
Then I just crashed that's the station wagon with Chevy Chase?
Yeah, that's the wagon. Oh, one of the best movies. Please tell. You've seen that, right? You've seen Vacation, obviously.
Yeah. I don't really remember all of it, but I do remember that scene. Because he thinks that, he just looks over and then he can't control his driving because suddenly there's a beautiful girl next to him.
Yeah. Driving in the red Ferrari. Great scene.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Is there anything else we haven't covered that you need to discuss? Get off your chest.
I think I'm good. This time it's 4:02.
Oh, the NHL did ratify the CBA. I meant to ask Lars about playing 2 extra games.
They bumped it up?
Yeah. So it's 84 games. Not next season, the season after.
Wow. So they're going to take away some exhibition games. And
so just to 4 now, right? Max of 4, I think.
But Vets only have to play in 2 of them.
They only play in 2 now. That's so nonsensical.
I was talking to a few guys about this, current players, and they're like, yeah, they're trying to sell it to us. Like but we're going to take away the exhibition games. We're like, we don't play the exhibition games anyhow. So it's
that's why I'm like, but they are going to bump up the minimum league salary. No dress code. No more 8-year deals. They're now 6 years, and then 7 if you're with the team.
No dress code. I wonder why they were battling over that. Like some guys like dressing up.
So just dress up.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like did I like it? But now they just legit wear that suit from the car to the locker room.
I know. Listen, I used to say it all the time. You basically wear that suit. If you lived when I was playing in Ottawa and I lived in Canada Lakes, I wore that suit for about 10 minutes. Out of bed, suit on, 5-minute drive to the rink, suit off. We'd be sitting in there taking our suits off. It's like, why do we dress up for these games? No one sees us. I guess you got to look good for the guys at the security, behind.
Just for the cameras walking in.
It was the same for traveling to the airport, wasn't it, Yorkie?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. Yeah. I was like, wear your suit. And once you get on the plane, you can take it off. It's just. I get it. You want to look like the whole thing was you're professional. You want to act professional. Yes. You feel professional. There is something to that. There is.
If you show up wearing a t-shirt and jammies, sweatpants, is someone on your team going to say something though? I got a feeling that you're not going to be allowed to dress like a slob.
Well, that's the
better term.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna be like, "Hey, wait a sec. We're the Ottawa Senators. You will at least dress somewhat respectable."
Yeah, I think that's something the guys police within themselves. I don't foresee any guy pulling into town with or pulling into the rink with a t-shirt on or pajamas. Like, you think a guy's just going to roll out of bed, keep the jammies on, head into the dressing room?
Matty J says Yorkie would have looked great in an oversized FUBU sweatshirt and a teeny weeny beanie.
Maybe. What was the story when Evander Kane back in the day wore the tracksuit to the game and Dustin Byfuglien threw it in the shower and turned on the water, or cut it in pieces?
They also threw. No, did they not throw his sweatpants out of the bus one time on a trip?
Oh yeah.
There was something else. Like Trevor Linden, by the way, just spoke out about Evander Kane going to Vancouver, him not being a fan of it, saying,
"Oh, really?
We've had locker room issues."
Wow. Yeah. I don't know Evander Kane. You hear stuff, but like it's tough to say when you don't know the guy. But
well, okay, but Yorkie, this isn't. And again, we don't know, obviously, all the stories are not in the locker room, but it's happened in multiple areas. Mm-hmm. And so it's not just the same group of people saying anything, right? Yeah. That's my thing on Evander Kane.
Yeah. I was reading some things in Edmonton where they said it was good there. Like it was.
Well, yeah, like there's going to be people that like you at some point, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Where did he say? Anyway, I was trying to dig up the clip.
But it's just dysfunctional, right? Like Vancouver top down. Like same with Buffalo. It's just like some franchises can't get out of their own way in some respects, right? Like
right. So he was asked about, is it still a surprise? And he's like, yeah, I am surprised. You know about the dressing room, and there have been certainly issues throughout Evander's past. So
it's crazy what's happening in Vancouver, right? Like when Elias Pettersson was supposed to be the big star, like he was such on an upward trend, and they had that great year under Tocchet. Everything looked like it was going to be trending in the right direction. All of a sudden, boom! Like it's crazy to think that a rift between those two players, Miller and Peterson, caused that much for this team to. Because I played on teams. There's always some guys, not always, but sometimes there's guys that just don't care for each other that much. But man, how bad could it have been that it led to that team just imploding like that? Crazy. But hey, Rick Tocchet landed on his feet pretty good. He's in Philly, and be interesting to see what he does there. But yeah, Vancouver, that's going to be interesting to watch these guys this year.
Well, especially with Hughes, right? Like Quinn Hughes, if you're going to the lengths to try and bring in Josh Norris just because he's like best friends with your star defenseman to help convince him to try and stay, like that's to me, that's a giant red flag,
right?
Like
I forgot about that one.
Like Josh Norris, I really like, good player, but to me, it reeks of desperation. Like they're aware of that situation, and that's, I don't know. I feel like they're headed for a massive rebuild in the next 2 years.
Yeah. Wally, how is your boy Josh doing anyhow? What's going on with Josh these days? Checked in lately? He checked in?
Yeah, we chatted June 30th.
Okay. Everything good? Healthy? Getting healthy?
Yeah, I didn't ask about you, but yeah, I think he's good.
Well, he's your you guys are tight. You do some pottery together. That's where the coming in hot bugs come from. You and Josh make them, remember?
I'm aware of where they come from. He has agreed to come on the show at some point. I just haven't gotten back to him to ask him when. I wanted to let all the dust settle of free agency and stuff before I asked him.
What I'm just reading the chat between you and Jake and the DMs of the
no, Jake, do you have the picture? Oh, hang on. He'll put it up when he gets the picture.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well,
anyway,
my cold tub is.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
Put my glasses on.
Nice.
That's Frank. That's Frank.
Then I gotta get the before we leave. I gotta get the name for this Muppet Eagle.
Oh, somebody had it in the chat. I apologize. Sam the Eagle.
Sam the Eagle.
For those of you who are listening to this, one, I apologize. Two, it's me as Sam the Eagle, and then next to Yorkie and Graeme.
All right. On that note, we can end the show.
Okay. Thank God. We'll see you Thursday, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. We'll, you know what? We'll find something to give away on Thursday. See you then.
See you guys.
Sounds good. Take care.
Thanks for tuning in to Coming In Hot. If you enjoyed the show, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to never miss an episode.